Hi Sue, how are you?
Hi Julie, I'm well, thank you. Apart from this, bit of a hiccup.
Had a bit of an injury.
Yeah, but it's fine. Not too bad at all, thank you.
Excellent.
Just a sec, I've got to click. It's okay to record. There we go. Sorry, it was covering the screen.
We've come together today to introduce you to our staff teams, really.
Yes.
So you're coming on board to Sunny Days as our play and inclusion practitioner.
Yes.
Lovingly called Pip.
Pip, yeah, it's much easier to say I'll be your Pip.
So what I want to do is just sort of introduce you to everybody, really. Chat about who you are, what you're coming to do, what your experience is, so people can get to know you before you start sort of coming in and visiting with us.
Yeah, lovely. Okay. Where do I start? So my career goes back a long way. 35 years in total. I'm really excited to come and join you, because I actually think that my career will go full circle by coming to join Sunny Days and your training. So so I can't wait to get started. Basically, I started out in mainstream and early years, preschool education, did my diploma, worked in various settings, and then I met a little boy who wasn't accepted into his community preschool. He had quite profound cerebral palsy, and to cut a long story short, back then they simply didn't know how to accept him into the group. And I got quite passionate about that, and basically that took me on a different path. And I decided to train in special ed. I was lucky enough to gain a placement in a Dorset school that had an autism unit attached to it, and was invited there to do the Open University at Portsmouth in autism and specialise. So I did that. That's remained my specialism passion, if you like. And that took me to work for the Borough of Poole, my local borough, and I was there for 12 years as their preschool special needs coordinator. And basically that was working with mainstream and enabling community preschools, nursery settings to not just welcome children with special needs, but embrace them. So that was a lovely job. And then I ended up for the last 14 years going to Julia's House, the children's hospice. I expect you've probably heard of Julia's House.
Absolutely. And
I was their play consultant for 14 years, and that was, an absolute privilege. And worked with children from 0 to 19 years then, so very vast. Loved it. I've really been very blessed in my career. But I got to a point where I felt ready to move, but I wasn't quite sure what to do. And I'm in the latter part of my career. And this role, to be honest, it feels like a gift to me, because you can't just stop. All of that you've gathered like moths all through your life. And I just want to now give it away. I want to share. I want to go back to my roots of mainstream and actually say, even though it sounds a bit bizarre because I've been very special ed, I now want to come right back and say, do you know what? Let's drop the special, because every child is special. And actually every child, all of our children have some sort of additional need. I do. I've got no sense of direction whatsoever. If I come out of a shop in a high street, I have to work out which way I was walking. And it feels like a disability. We've all got something. Absolutely. And I just think I'm in a position now to come back to my roots and share what I've got and help your team. Just link with them, really. I don't know any more than any of them. I just know different stuff. And if we put everything we've got together, I think we can just be the best of the best.
Absolutely.
And stop singling these children out. The best nursery is the one where you walk in and you might have 5 children with special needs and you wouldn't be able to spot them.
Absolutely.
Because they're all having a wonderful time together in an inclusive, happy setting.
Excellent.
So that's what I'm here. That was a bit long-winded. Sorry, everyone.
Okay.
A bit passionate about it.
So let's explore then your role a little more. Let's open it up a little bit. So explain to everybody what your role is going to be.
Okay. Well, obviously it's very new.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will bring in some things that might be quite bizarre. So I've got additional things that you can use. I can help. I'll show you some in a minute. I can also help you use. In every nursery, we've got loads of lovely things, and sometimes there's something that just sits on the shelf, isn't there? Because you're not sure how to use it or what it's for. And I can hopefully shower you in ideas and innovative ways to enthuse the children. For example, you know when you have story time or something and you call them and you round them all up, I would very rarely do that vocally. I would use something that might capture their interest, like my thunder maker. Oh my lovely! Look at this. I love this one.
That's a great noise.
It's a great sound. Right, and children naturally gravitate to that sort of thing. I know you're fascinated, Julie, with my weighty snaky.
Oh, I love your weighty snaky.
Everyone should have one. So this, you can't tell here, and I'm struggling to pick it up with my broken wrist. This is really, really heavy, and I would like everyone to explore it. But basically, if you've got a child, any child who struggles to sit still or control their bodily movements, and I'm one of them. I'm a real ADHD personified, I'm sure, because I struggle to sit still. But I'll place it around my neck now. Oh, it's quite bizarre, but what it does after a few minutes is completely calm you. You know, the child that constantly you're going to sit and read a story, and there's always one that stands up, and then you end up putting them on your knee. And there might be another child busting to have that turn on the knee, but they don't, they sit still.
Yeah.
So there might be alternatives, that's all. And then you wouldn't put that around a child because it's very heavy, but you might put one of these, just very simple lap blankets, and that just across the knees. It's completely calming. So it's all sorts of different things that we might not have thought of that I can bring in to show you. I loved the fact that you said, when I asked you what colour should I wear, and you said navy or black, didn't you? And they were plain t-shirts, and I love that, because although I haven't got navy and black on today, if I've ever been into a setting and everyone's in really busy coloured tops, and you bring something like that, you hold that on a dark plain background, the child's going to pick up on that much more than if I was covered in spots and zigzags. So you've already got the right uniform.
Ticking a box.
Everything's like, I don't know if you're familiar with big buttons. Are you, Julie?
No, not overly.
So here, this will show you that I prepared. So for the child that's not every child's a talker, are they?
No.
You get the child that observes and stands back. And sometimes if you let them press a button.
Hello, Sunny Days Nurseries. How lovely to see you all.
That is what I prepared earlier. That's quite, that will bring a child over rather than necessarily, or you could put that behind a puppet, so the puppet's there. And if you need those, I've got some really little ones. Look at this one. So it's less noticeable, because I'm all for, don't forget, this isn't for the child with additional needs. Anybody could use one of these. So this one,
much smaller button, but still a big sound.
it's pretty loud, isn't it?
Yeah.
But tiny. So you could put the children's names in there. You just record into them. I've got heaps and heaps of things like that. I don't know if you use space blankets, but if I was telling a story and it was raining, or I'm scrunching through snow, I would never ever read a story without a few props. And I've got a lot of props, and I've got a lot of ideas that cost very little. Equally, I've got things that are a bit. This is a music therapist gave this to me. This wonderful sound. Oh, something's come up on my screen. Sorry. To this lovely sound.
Oh, that's a good sound.
Or if I said hello, Julie, to a shy or non-talker, or hang on. Hello, Julie.
Hello, Julie, yeah.
And straight away, you take the pressure off having to speak.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's probably enough of props.
So a big part of your role is going into all of our settings and working with each of the rooms on anything that they are struggling with, or they have children they would like a little bit more support on. And that doesn't have to be a child with additional needs as such, but it could be that child that is not a talker at the moment, or a child that is having a few behavioural issues, or struggling to separate.
Absolutely.
And your role is going to be to empower the staff to find ways and means to engage with them. And that's the big part of your role, isn't it?
Absolutely. So first I've got to come and get to know everybody. Visit you, spend time with you, get to know your Senkos as well. Because I'm not taking over that role by any means. I'm just supporting you all, really, with, I don't want to be someone that you fear coming in. I hope I'll bounce through those doors. And
I think they're going to love seeing you coming in. I think you're going to bring an injection of enthusiasm into our rooms.
Do you know what? We're so lucky to work with children. You know, we are so, I know privileged is such an overused word, but these tiny little people are our next generation, and we're in such a lovely position to give them that kapow. That's what I want to help you all do, and especially teams as well, because I'm very much into motivating staff and teams to set, because it's not always easy, is it?
Not at all. No.
There's long days, and not always the happiest days. Sometimes it's really hard, and I think it's on those days that someone comes in with just a few different ideas, and it can lift everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. So another part of your role is you're going to be running some training courses for us, aren't you? And they're going to be sort of tailored to listening to what the staff are looking for, or what you've noticed that they might need in their environment. So you're going to be doing 6 workshops a year for them, aren't you?
Yes.
Also going to be joining our apprenticeship program for a couple of sessions, just to sort of impart a little bit more of your knowledge. So we're going to get
that'll be great fun. Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to come in with them already written and ready, although obviously I've done a lot of training in the past. But I don't want to come and assume what you need. I want to find out what you want and help you with that. So lots of tweaking and tailoring what I have got to work for sunny days. That's so the starting point, really. I think we were going to do a workshop, a bit of motivation, a bit of who am I, who are you, what do we want? That's where we'll start, and then
branch it.
And I do think it's nice I think it's good for the team to have some insight, an insight into the world of special ed. I can do some therapeutic music with them, ways to use that. I do love doing a course on autism, because so many children are on the spectrum at some level, not necessarily diagnosed. And even if they're not, some of the tips and hints that you'll pick up from that course would be just really useful nuggets to keep up your sleeve, really.
Absolutely. Okay.
One step ahead.
Yeah. So we would love to welcome you to the team.
Thank you.
Looking forward to starting with us and to finding out about what these little nuggets are, because I think you have a little special trick up your sleeve, don't you? So I won't share that with everybody yet, but they can all work out what your little nuggets are. Welcome to the team, and we look forward to you joining us on the 18th.
Thank you so much. I can't wait. I think I'm starting off in Dorchester, aren't I?
You are starting off in Dorchester, and we're branching you out to everybody else. So
Okay. I love being a branch for you all.
Thanks, Sue. Take
Thank
care.
you, Julie. See you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.